Hi, how are y'all? I had myself muted. Greetings, everybody, and welcome to my fledgling little podcast, the Recovered Podcast. I'm your host, the former drunk, uh, a notorious DAD, Michaela Shog. Hello, Dannon and Panna. My OGs are already here. Hope everything's sounding good. Hope everyone's doing well. It is hotter than hell out there today because we did not get a rain shower. Oh my God. And this is the first one we've not had since it really got hot. And so I guess I've just kind of informally made it, I don't know, Wife Beater Tuesday. Doom kills 1366. And Dorian Mabry. How are all of y'all? How is everybody doing today? I got a really interesting comment on the Parker movie today, and it like kind of not messed me up, but it was like, wow. I've always heard of Metallica. Like, I grew up with them. I never was a gigantic fan. I didn't dislike them. It just wasn't necessarily my favorite music, but I didn't hate them. I never really bought any of their stuff, but anytime it come on the radio, I recognize their style, and I certainly appreciate what they've done. But somebody made a comment on the Parker movie today, and it kind of like wow, like I had to look up the lyrics, and it's a song called Dyer's Eve. And hello, Tori, how are you? I got word my divorce is final today. Woo! Hell yeah! Like I say all the time, many times people need to get divorced. Staying together for the cheerings is a load of bunk. Hello, Sharday Lewis. How are you doing in Ipswich? I know you're burning up as well. For those of you who don't know, that is my in-house Harry Potter guru. She knows more about Harry Potter than I'm pretty sure J.K. Rowling does. Michaela, I feel like I have a question about the flu shot for the day, and I don't know what to do. I typed one word and let the keyboard do the rest. I don't know what to tell you, then I wouldn't get any of that crap. They've ruined that for me. I don't trust any of them. Eric, Metallica rules. Well, good. I'm glad there's fans here. I'm not shitting on Metallica. And they've just always been around my entire life, ever since I can remember. I remember learning to play Enter Sandman on guitar, which I think every 7th grade boy in 1990 or 91, whatever it was, when I did it, we all learned it. Dorian, I love Metallica. Cadence Phelps, hey, I'm here on time today. Welcome. I'm glad you're not late. Hot as hell. It is hot as hell. Hotter than why is Parker in Texas? He just, I don't know, I guess he wants to live there. He likes it there. It's where all the best horses are, apparently. Hello, Sarah Jane. It's always nice to see you as well. Anna, I looked on the map and the whole country is extremely hot. Well, it is, and it ain't just this country. Sharday, my BFF, she's in Ipswich, England, and to them 38C, I think that's like 95 for us, which isn't that big of a deal for us because we've got air conditioners. Like, everybody has air conditioners, but they don't have that there. Nobody does, except like the shop. Luke Walker, I love Metallica ever since I was a kid. Very nice. I'm curious if you are I know Metallica's got like loads and loads and loads of albums over the years, of which I don't know. I'm not an expert on by any means. If you're a Metallica fan, I'm curious, have you heard of this song called Dyer's Eve? To me, a lot of their songs kind of sound the same, and so they kind of run together. I mean, I know they're big ones that like the top that made, top 10 or whatever. I know those, but I don't know all these the minor songs. If you're a Metallica fan, had you ever heard of Dyer's Eve? And if you did you know the lyrics to it? Because to me, a lot of their lyrics, I can't understand what they're saying. They scream a lot. Hello, Ryan. How are you? Hadn't seen you in a while. Remember me? I began working out and going out more. Good. I'm glad. Yeah, I remember you, of course. Which is why I've been missing your streams. Sorry. No need for apology. Take care of you first before, certainly for an online podcaster, uh, before really anybody. You got to take care of yourself. That kind of goes in hand, sort of kind of with what I'm going to be talking about tonight. Don Mills, Go Rock with Pink Floyd from a Florida man. It's stupid, hot, and humid here. Yep, love Pink Floyd too. Again, I'm not a like a diehard fan, but I love their music. I never really bought it. Of course, they bought any of their music, but they got like huge before I was even born. Have y'all ever watched The Wizard of Oz with was it Dark Side of the Moon? I believe. It's really trippy. You can watch it on the last time. I hadn't seen it in years, but it's on YouTube. They overlap the entire album of Dark Side of the Moon and The Wizard of Oz. If you're like me and you're a kid, I said The Wizard of Oz. It's totally trippy. Already, I've got two fans pointing on me and Margie, and I'm t-shirt. Ooh, do tell. Don Mills, wasn't that from the Garage album? I don't know, man. You'd have to ask an expert on that. I just don't know. And I looked up that song today when I saw you mentioned it. Pretty trippy, huh? It's not exactly, not exactly. I'd like to think that they say dear mother and dear father. I'd like to think that I wasn't part of that equation in our scenario. As far as him being so apparently angry in the lyric. Hello, T. I'm more of a Metallica, The Offspring, Blink 182, U2, Green Day, The Fray, Peter Gabriel, and Nickelback fan. I'm about half of those. The Offspring is my favorite punk band of all time. I took the Cheer-ins to see them live in San Antonio in about 2016 or so. And I literally pulled a Jimmy Buffett and blew out my flip-flop because London was little. She's probably, 9 or 10. And she's still short. She's tall now, but she was, about 10-year-old short. Not short, but compared to all the adults she couldn't see. And I raised all my kids on South Park and The Offspring. And anyway, we went there and we got within probably rock throwing distance to the stage. I'm pretty sure Dexter Holland pointed all of us out and gave me and my Cheerins a personal air high five a couple times, him and the Nuds. But London looked up at me and said, I could tell she never was a big complainer. She's a little girl as far as the whiny stuff. But when it comes to showing appreciation, she didn't want to come across as unappreciative. But she looked up at me and she was so excited because, like I said, she was raised on this. Looked up at me and said, "Daddy, I can't see." And of course, that's all I say no more, little girl. I picked her up and put her on my shoulders. And so she could watch. And for about 45 minutes during the prime time of their show, I held her up there and I literally split my flip-flop open. And I hurt my back, and I'd do it all over again if I had to. Anyway, that's my little sidetrack there on Offspring. Ryan, I just came back from swimming and I'm just exhausted. I'm losing weight already. And as I have went on a diet from hot chips and salsa in general, I still have ice cream here and there. Dude, got to stay on the protein, man. Wherever you get it, whether you get it from plants or animals, it doesn't matter. You got to keep within your macros and get lots of protein because that's what we all run on. Well, we run on sugar, but that's the building. Protein's the building block. So anyways, I looked up these lyrics and I've got them on my little stream here. Oh, look, I've already got it there. I don't have to go www anything. And obviously, I cannot play the song because of, that's just the the world in which we live for monetized channels such as my own. We just can't do that or we get demonetized, but I can read their lyrics. Now, some people, I remember talking to Sade a while back, some people would put up word books, or they'd read Harry Potter books and put them on YouTube, and then they even caught on to that. What's the word I'm looking for? Ebook, like an ebook type thing. They'd zap it, so I might get zapped, but I'll mispronounce a few words or something. But anyway, the lyrics here: "Dear mother, dear father, what is this hell you have put me through? Believer, deceiver, day in, day out, live my life through you. Pushed onto me what's wrong or right, hidden from this thing they call life. Dear mother, dear father, every thought I'd think you'd disapprove. Curator, dictator, always censoring my every move. Children are to be seen but not heard. Tear out everything inspired. Innocence torn from me without your shelter. Barred reality, I'm living blindly. Dear mother, dear father, time is frozen still. What's left to be here? Nothing, say nothing. Cannot face the fact I think for me. I guarantee it's life as is, but damn you for not giving me my chance. Dear mother, dear father, you've clipped my wings before I could learn to fly. Unspoiled, unspoken. I've outgrown that fucking lullaby. Same thing I've always heard from you. Do as I say, not as I do. Innocence torn from me without your shelter. Barred reality, I'm living blindly. I'm in hell without you. Cannot cope without you too. Shocked at the world that I see. Innocent victim, please rescue me. Dear mother, dear father, hidden in your world you've made for me, I'm seething, I'm bleeding, ripping wounds in me that never heal. Undying spite I feel for you. Living out this hell you always knew. And that was written by, James Hetfield, he's the lead singer, I'm pretty sure, and Kirk Hammett and Lars Ulrich. And I saw that and I was just like, damn. Hello, Mazen. I'm glad you made it. Oh my goodness, another fellow Odessa person. Hey, Caleb from Odessa, Texas. Oh, talking to me. Yeah. I hope you're not from Odessa. Maybe you are, though. Hello, Faye. Wow, those lyrics are Metallica lyrics. Painful. Yeah, it is. And again, I'd like to think that I was not, in this case, be part of that dear mother, dear father part. Perhaps I was. Some people think I am. Some people think I was. Some people think that they just can't stand that I have a YouTube channel and I make money off of this, which, contrary to popular belief, isn't a lot. And so maybe to those people, I do fall into that category. Dear mother, dear father. But again, to me, I'd like to think that, no, I don't. I think I wanted to be that person. As naive as I was raised and was born, when I was young man, a young father, I wanted to be that person for somebody who needed. I wanted to be that person that I needed back then. I damn near apply that to my own parents. I'm not mad at my parents anymore. I was for a long time, and I'm not going to get too much into it, but there's a reason I parented my kids way more, way different than my parents parented me. I didn't want to raise them in a bubble. I didn't want them to get out and finally see how the world really is after, sheltering them and pretending all that bad, isn't there. I just raised them in a different way. Like, obviously I stayed drunk for too many years, and I regret that. But I, s- I'm glad I have firsthand experience on why alcohol is so dangerous, and not because a sky daddy told me it was bad, not because somebody in a religious cloak told me it was just bad, bad, just stay away, just bad. No, I've got firsthand reasons I can point to my kids and show them. I look, son, I remember being 23, Parker. I remember being 21, Hayden. I remember being 19, Blaine. I remember being 17, London. And there's a reason encourage them to stay away from drugs and alcohol, because I show them what it did to me. I was fascinated by alcohol. It was like alcohol was like voodoo, like it's just bad, and Jesus says that it's bad, and thou shalt not get drunk with wine, and it makes you sick. That was about the extent that I got, and I was different when I raised mine. I wanted them to not experiment, but I know kids are going to do it. I have to be careful what I say, because it gets into a little bit too much with the personal lives of the kids and where they're at now. But then, and the seen and not heard part is so true. Yep, that is one of the most disgusting ways to raising children that I can possibly imagine. That's the type of mentality that sets up like these funky, weird ass religions that set up what do they call it? Prearranged marriages. It just it, they don't, be seen and not heard. You look pretty, you look cute, but we don't want to hear your opinion. You're just there to increase our social worth, our social network. And this is not just modern. This goes back for eons. Just to tell a child, to make them feel that they're worth nothing except how they can benefit the parents monetarily in their social circles, is just a fucking horrible way to raise them. It makes them feel like they're just worthless and used, because that's exactly what the parents are doing to them when they treat them like that. Luke Walker, I learned how to play King Nothing by Metallica when I was a teenager. Yeah. I don't know if it's King Nothing or For Me or Enter Sandman. It's one or the other. Dun, 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 whatever that one is. Just all open strings. The first and then the last three. It's very painful not seeing our kids. Damn, Pete. Well, I'm sorry that happening to you. The parental alienation is very real. Yes. Without a doubt. Mazen, can you read the lyrics for Eminem's song called Haley's Song? I feel like you will 100% be able to relate to this. You can even look up what it is about before searching up the lyrics, please. Oh, maybe, yeah. Haley's Song. Isn't that his daughter, Haley? Or was that his daughter's mother? I know he had some serious mama issues, like really, really bad, and it bled over into his own marriage and his kid, but I don't know enough about it. Seen and not heard. A great way to make your kids feel like they have no purpose other than to sit still and look pretty. Yep. Now, I joke about my kitty, and for now, I'm just calling her Mama Cat because I still haven't come up with a name. I might put out a poll or something on my community tab. What do I call my little Mama Cat? But I used to joke. I still do joke with kitties, and particularly in front of the boys. Like when I had Francis, Sade remembers Francis, big 18-pound, long, black and white hair kitty. Love that little shit. I'd pick him up, and he'd come cuddle, and I'd get a hold of him, and then he'd want down, and it's like, boy, get your ass over here. And he knew I was playing with him. I'd hold him up, and I'd pet him, and like pin him down just a little bit. And I'd pet him and I'd say, your only purpose in life Francis, is to let me pet you. That's all you're good for. Like names, Jesus Christ, man. Well, that's how some people raise their kids, except they're not joking. They're serious about it. Madison, I might do the Eminem thing in a minute. I want to get to some more comments, but I like Eminem. Again, I missed out on a lot of his stuff because I was like having a lot of kids and getting married and remarried to the same person foolishly about the time he was getting big. Hello, Doozer. Caleb, how come Voldemort only tried to kill Harry Potter during the school season? That Hagrid being conceived thing is still puzzling me. Well, Charday came up with the greatest joke on how he got conceived, and I'm going to butcher it because I hadn't thought about it in a while. He used the engorgement charm. Engorgio! You remember whenever old Mad Eye Moody had the little fly or the little bug or whatever it was, Engorgio made it big? He just kind of aimed low and Engorgio'd himself. How come Voldemort only tried to kill Harry during the school season? Well, I mean, he did send the Dementors at one time to number 4 Privet Drive, or just around the corner where he and the boys, there's Dudley and all them were playing. So I don't know. I don't know if that was actually counts because that was off season. That was during the summer. I don't know. Might have to ask Charday that. Charday, you're being summoned. Someone had a question about Voldemort. Why he only tried to kill Harry during the school season. Cowboy 01 Jeffy, I started watching just yesterday. I love what you do. I love how you're like an amazing supportive parent. My mom makes everyone feel guilty and disrupted in life. Me, as a 14-year-old, it makes life suck. Well, Cowboy, thank you and you're welcome. I'm trying to be the person to other people that I wanted when I was that age, because my dad wasn't around either. I was pretty much to be seen and not heard as well, I guess, so to speak. Panna, I love myself. I'm glad you do. We should love each other, love yourselves. Haley is his daughter. Okay, yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Sienna Price. Okay, thank you. Hi, Sienna. Haley is Eminem's daughter. I might get to that here in a bit. His ex-wife is Kim and his mom is Debbie. Oh, okay. Yeah, seems like, okay, that's starting to ring some bells. He's like bitching about goddamn it, Kim, or something like that. Shallow Rain, hi from Scotland. Hello, Shallow Rain. I like getting new people from new places here. I imagine in Scotland y'all are hotter than hell as well. Michael Tharaka, 1980. Hello, Michael. You're a new name. Haley is Marshall's daughter. Debbie is Marshall's mom. Marshall is Eminem. He is from Detroit. Grew up on 8 Mile in Detroit. I did know he was from Detroit because he and Kid Rock did some songs together. And I used to be a big Kid Rock fan, but after about 2008, I just don't like any of his music anymore. I just put all his old stuff pre-2008 with Eminem, Snoop Dogg, and a few others. I like the old stuff. Old Raising Hell stuff. Imagine that. Me. Hannah, seen and not heard is like saying technically you're her property, like the officer said at the 22:15 mark in Parker versus the Man. Yep, he literally said that. Property. We miss Francis's pink bits. Well, Charday, I might be behind on comments. Okay, yeah. There she is. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm way behind. Charday, he protected at number 4 Privet Drive by... Oh, he's protected at number 4 Privet Drive by a spell. He's easier to get at Hogwarts, and also just wouldn't be as much of a story if Hogwarts wasn't involved. Okay, that's kind of a cop-out, but I guess you're right. She would know. Like I promise you, nobody knows more about it than she does. Mazen song meeting after a tough battle with Haley's mother and and Eminem's ex-wife Kim, Eminem got custody of Haley in 2002. Wow. He was happy and filled with joy, then decided to write and make the song. Oh, well, it might help me. I will take a lesson from the audience. I'll go. I may have heard the song, but I'll go watch it or play it or listen to it this weekend. Or I don't know. Today is oh, it's only Tuesday. Oh yeah, it's Wife Beater Tuesday. So I'm in the Wife Beater. I think Marshall still and always will love Kim. Ugh, barf. Ugh. Just no, surely not. Surely not that silly. Nicholas Thomas, hello. Sienna, when I was 14, I felt like I wasn't going to be seen or heard. Basically, I felt like I was being treated that way. Now I'm 25 and working on healing. Well, good. You should heal yourself. We've all got to heal ourselves, and staying away from the booze is one of the easiest way I know to. And the nasty drugs and the prescriptions, and quit overeating and eat proper amounts and get plenty of protein and sunshine and water. And that will heal. You'd be amazed what that'll heal up. JJL Koo. Hello, Caleb. You're so funny. Well, I'm glad somebody thinks so. Some people think I am. Some people think I'm an ass, but that's okay. Yeah, Haley was homecoming queen. Well, I imagine she's Eminem's daughter. Speaking of Harry Potter, I'm going to be watching the movies for the first time starting today. I was not allowed to watch as a child because religion. Yes, very nice. Well done. Well done, Dannon. Yes, you're never too old to start watching Harry Potter. I was 41 years old when I started. I think I saw Karen in here earlier. Yeah, she's there. Karen, she's on. Oops. Almost put Karen in the penalty box. She just started watching. I think she got to movie 3, maybe. But well done. There's a reason you'll find out. There's a reason I say well done a lot, because it's kind of an English thing. Yeah, people say it here, but Hagrid says that a lot. Well done, Buckbeak. Well done. It's not a cop out. If you got to the last books, Albus sits down with the Dursleys and explains the protection spell on number 4. That's why he couldn't just live with the Weasleys. Read faster. Oh, see, snap. He put me in my place. I'll get there. I'm just a slow reader. I didn't have to read the same thing over and over, like Back to the Burrow chapter. Was that book 3 or book 2? Buddy Rebel Garcia. What's up, Caleb from Cali? Hi, Buddy Rebel. I'm trying to beat the heat. Doozer, have you seen the Blue Horse statue at Denver Airport? They call it Lucifer, and while working on it, someone died while it was being built. You should show a picture of it. No, I've flown into Denver. I may have seen it, but I don't remember it. Yeah, I do my best to get as much as I can, but with my physical handicap, it's kind of hard. Oh, well, damn. Well, I don't know what your physical handicap is, but I don't have any severe physical handicaps, but I've got some minor ones. We just do the best we can. That's all any of us can do. Hannah, no health benefits of drinking. Nope. Anybody that tries to tell you there are health benefits of drinking is selling you something, or they want something off of you. And if it's a dude telling a chick that, it's probably because he wants to get in her pants. Even if he's married, because a lot of dudes do that, apparently. Back to the Burrow, times 100, times a million. I love Back to the Burrow. The chapter. What? Shardy, what book? I don't even remember which book it's in. I know it's in 2 or 3, but I can't remember. Sienna Price, Harry Potter was what helped me get through my tough times with my stepmom and dad. That's how I grew to love it. Well done. Good. There's just something magical. I mean, I was a grown ass man with gray hair, past my prime when I first saw Harry Potter and read the books, and there's just something so magical. I cannot imagine what J.K. Rowling felt like from the moment she started writing that first book about that little boy under the cupboard on number 4 Privet Drive to the first time she actually saw it on the big screen. I just can't imagine what that would have felt like. Mockingbird has a deeper meaning. The song is an in-depth apology, in quotes, to Haley and Elena for how things turned out to them. Eminem says how bad the situation looked, forgets he will always love them. Okay, I'm not sure who Elena is. I'll just have to take your word for it on there. Uh-oh. Sarah's talking to Pepe because Caleb is a total obsessed Harry Potter fan. Pepe, are you talking shit about where you at, boy? Denver International has ties with the Illuminati. Yeah, somebody sent some pictures of a tile collage there, I think it was in Denver, made in like the 1990s, and all these different kids from different countries were all wearing masks. That was a little bizarre. I'm just busting your balls, Pepe. That's all right. Hang on. Bill Gates just said no health benefits and drinking. Guess who just started? Oh, okay. Yeah, please don't. Yeah, that's if Bill Gates said there's no health benefits, then even a broken clock is right twice a day. I'm not a Bill Gates fan, like, at all. Mr. Want us to all eat fucking bugs. Cowboy01, my name is Nicholas. I love to play video games and fish. I love watching these videos as well. Well, good. Welcome to the show, Cowboy. And I don't say what my physical handicap is publicly because I get asked ignorant questions or people don't take me seriously. Well, that's okay. I mean, you don't owe anybody an explanation on anything. Certainly not to me. I promise. Otimo Hashaki. I saw the title and wanted to say that I'm a huge fan of Metallica, and I can kind of understand why people are linking Dyer's Eve to the park situation. Nice. Okay, thanks. You're exactly who I was looking for. Someone like that who has seen the Parker movie, but also is a gigantic fan of Metallica. Again, I'm a novice. I'm new to Metallica, so to speak, as far as reading their lyrics. And from what I saw, I mean, it just kind of hit home for me, or because I lived that, and it sucks. But that's not to say that how your parents raised you is forever an excuse to behave badly, because it most certainly is not. At some point, you must accept that life fucking sucks sometime, and you got to take the good with the bad. And just because life kicks your ass, and it is completely unfair, no doubt about it, it is completely unfair. That's just what life is. And I'm talking to myself as well. I'm not like preaching to y'all. I'm just talking to myself. The shortcomings that my parents had, again, they weren't all bad. They taught me some really good things. Even my father, he's got an extremely good work ethic. There are some good, so I've learned to find good things even in people that I don't necessarily get along with and had some problems with in the past. Me and my daddy issues. Yes, I'm open about my daddy issues. This isn't new, revealing stuff. I've talked about it frequently. Michael Soraka. We all excuse me, we all have our own way of getting through life. Well, true, we do. And I just preach and hope that people, yes, take care of yourself first, because if you're unhealthy and not a stable mind, you can't help anybody else. But once you do have got to the point you have secured yourself and take care of your health, both mental and physical, I hope people try to help others. I try to live a pay it forward lifestyle myself. I hadn't always been able to do it, but I try. Back to the Burrow was in Goblet of Fire, Chapter 4. All right. Again, I just love this new setup because I can go back and watch this, and I can take a snapshot of that, and if I wanted to go look something up, whether it's Goblet of Fire Chapter 4 or uh, Haley and Eminem thing, I can go look all these things up. I don't always get to them all. God dang. I'm trying. Lisa Davy. Hey, love from Scotland. Looking good, Caleb. The hard work's paying off. X. Hi, Lisa. I do remember you. And thank you. And I'm damn proud of my guns. I mean, y'all can see. I mean, I know it's kind of gross, but I'm sweating. It is hot. Dorian Mabry, my favorite Offspring songs are Self-Esteem and Let the Bad Times Roll. I didn't like Let the Bad Times Roll. That's one of their newer ones. I like Self-Esteem, obviously, but the kids aren't all right. That one, I sang that one. I hummed that one in jail probably about 1,000 times or 10,000 times. Sarah Jane, Caleb, Pepe just asked why we were all talking about Harry Potter. Well, I'm just playing with it. I know he teases a lot. Like when I get off on talking about cryptocurrency, he's like, peace out, man. I'm out of here. Now, Pepe's been around probably as long as anyone. Like when I first started, I remember his name from when I first started doing this 2 years ago. Back for coming up, it was almost exactly 2 years ago. It was the end of July in 2020 when old Dwayne at DSD first taught me how to formally get online, and I learned that I had to go use through Google Chrome. I didn't know that. I was using like weird browsers and stuff. Regina Scott, good evening. I did enjoy seeing that alligator that you showed on Twitter. Thank you for sharing. Wasn't that wild? We saw him again tonight, except he wasn't out of the water, or she, whichever one it was. Those things are just crazy strong, and they're just so powerful. Tori, so AOC was so-called arrested today with a few others at a protest. I saw that, and she faked having handcuffs on where is she at the Supreme Court? I didn't get the full story, but she's walking. They're escorting her off, and she's just like looking around, got her hands tied back here, and then right before the camera pans away, she just reaches up and waves. Like, what? Why would you fake that? Either if you're gonna protest something, put your heart in it, AOC. Get out there and really protest and do something and break the law and really get handcuffs like the rest of us. Atimo, just call me Raven. But Dyer's Eve was written for shitty parents who always fuck up everything and treat their kids like shit. James Hetfield fucking nailed it. Amen to that. Oh, yeah. And good for him. Good for James Hetfield for doing that. You know, that probably wasn't a very popular thing to do back in the 90s. And I'm sure that was written. I assume that was when that was written. The Enterprise, I'm totally blind. Oh, wow. I use an accessible feature on my phone called VoiceOver, and it reads almost everything to me. That's how I type my comments on social media and stuff. This is legit. Well, I'll be damned. Man, I gotta say, totally blind. And there's the technology exists for that. That is actually amazing. Like, that's really cool. Cowboy 01, my father had a good work ethic too. Me and my dad were best friends. He went to jail because of my mom. Ooh, dang. Well, I can't say that I am sorry to hear that, but I cannot say that I'm surprised because that's exactly what happened to me. Went to jail for 60 days because of what y'all saw in the Parker movie. Otimo, I do own the original CDs for Ride the Lightning and Justice for All, the album Dyer's Eve is on. It's the last song, and Kill 'Em All. Very nice. Well, hold on to them. Those might be classics someday. Regina Scott, what is your favorite song from Metallica? Again, Regina, I guess I don't know if you came in a little late. I don't. I've never been like a huge fan. Again, I don't hate Metallica. I just never really got really into their music, like the way I got into Offspring or Harry Potter or something like that. I'm glad they exist. I'm glad they've. I'm happy to be able to that I'm learning about some of their songs now and the influence they had, and I'm starting to see if that song is that powerful on its own like that. I can only imagine what 30 something 40 years of songwriting that they've done and the influence they've had. I'm glad they're out there, but I I just never was that big of a fan. So I don't have a favorite. Panis, yeah, you did not have to say that. It's okay to keep it private. Okay. Sarah Jane, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger is such a true statement. Yeah, I would imagine. It's served me well. Um, it has. Thanks for the shout out, Kate, from Lisa. Well, Lisa, you're welcome. I don't seen you a whole lot, but I've seen not just here. I've noticed your some comments on some of my other videos, and thank you. Doozer. In one of the films, Hermione used a time turner device. Yep. Seems like something they could have used in the future to fight Voldemort. Instead, wasn't it used for Hermione to take extra classes? Yes, that's how she was taking extra potions or double potions, or I don't remember what all, but that's exactly what she was using. I think McGonagall gave it to her at the beginning of the term, and then she sprung it on Harry. I think that was not Order of the Phoenix. When was that? I think that was Prisoner of Azkaban. Yeah, that's the one where they saved Buckbeak with it. Yep. Speaking of crypto, hell yeah, it popped off today. So I think Bitcoin damn near got to $24,000 today. It hadn't done that in months. It's been a long, dry summer for crypto, but it's going to come back. And all you crypto haters, y'all can just hate away. And people like Corey and I, and a few others that have saved our pesos and stacked our satoshis. The next bull run, 2024, 2025. Oh, we're all retiring. Don't come whining. The answer is no. Dory, AOC was looking hard out there. I can break these handcuffs. Yeah, she's not. She's just not. Automo Dyer was written in 1987, and Justice for All came out in 88. Damn, 87. I was 10 years old when that came out. They're that old? I guess the Metallica guys, they've got to be pushing 60 by now. Metallica's been around since 1981. Yeah, 81, I was 40. Yeah, they've got to be in their 60s then. Michael, what is your favorite song by Metallica? Again, I'm not a hater. I just don't have one because I just appreciate that they exist. Sienna Price, you're very brave and inspiration to many people, I'm sure. Well, thank you for that. Yeah, no, Sarah Jane, thanks. It took all I had to share it. I just don't have the time or patience to deal with ignorant people. But what you said wasn't ignorant at all. Yeah, and I wouldn't. Just haters. If nothing else, you can take a lesson from old Uncle Caleb online. When haters start talking their bullshit about stuff they know nothing about, just learn to laugh at them. Just laugh at them because it is. It's just ignorant comments. People, I don't know why people are like that, but they are. Chief Toad. I never thought I would be mentioned in a podcast. Hey, Chief Toad, you're the one that I pinned, aren't you? You're the one whose comment I pinned on the Parker movie, I think, right? Pretty sure. If that was you, thanks, man. It kind of made my day. Never thought it'd be mentioned on a podcast. Well, yeah, it's a tiny podcast, but it's still nonetheless a podcast. So, I went to Harry Potter World in L.A. with my mom, and it was awesome. There's one in L.A. Damn, I just thought there was one in Orlando. I didn't know there was one there. Return of Polo House Parker. Parker's great. Yes, he trains horses, and he's doing well. And I just don't get in for the new people. I just don't get into my kids' personal lives. But they're all great. Everyone's fine. We all survive. Rose, I've always wanted to go to Harry Potter World. You and me both, Rose. Sade I've been trying to go for 4 years now. There's one in London that she's been, I think, several times. I definitely would like to go that. That's the OG. That's where they got the actual props where they were in the movie. Michael Sakara, 1980. I have every Metallica CD. Nice. Sniper Boy Productions. Hey, Caleb. Hello, Sniper Boy. Oh, I'm learning from Santa. I used to think I deserved haters, but nowadays, one of my mantras is "fuck the haters." Good, yeah. No one deserves hate. I guess an asshole would, but you definitely don't qualify to come across that. Autumn, I really think that Dyer's Eve explains the Parker situation in only 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Yeah, it's pretty close. Again, I'd like to think that I wasn't part of the dear mother, dear father part as far as being angry about what had happened. I'd like to think that, but I don't know. I guess time will tell. Cowboy, Chief Toad, and Caleb. He was the one who got pinned. Just check. All right, cool. Well, Chief Toad, again, thanks, man. It kind of just made my day. I like learning new stuff. Oh, I forgot to do the housekeeping, but the OGs know this, but the new people, in 2 more days, I'm going to be on here talking about and celebrating the 5-year anniversary of me getting primary custody of Blaine. That happened on July 21st of 2017. And it's also the 5-year anniversary that my own attorney, a lawyer out of Odessa, Texas, named Gavin Norris, who is still my attorney, has still not updated my file with the Attorney General of Texas, deadbeat Ken Paxton's office. So I meant to bring that up earlier, but I just forgot. I want to make sure that the name Gavin Norris gets out into the algorithm, because that's how YouTube works. Everything I say somehow gets transcribed, and people looking for Gavin Norris in Odessa, Texas to become their lawyer are going to find people like me who are kind of angry about services not rendered, promised and not rendered. But when you're broke like I am, it's kind of hard to do much about it. But at least I've got this little platform that coincidentally Gavin has pointed out to me that I make money off of. Very observant, Gavin. Very observant. Yes, I do. Haters are the real internet sensation? I don't know. I don't quite follow that. Michaela, wait. Why is my screen blurry? I don't know. Maybe it's your camera, maybe. No, you wouldn't have a camera. I'm not sure. Dannon, aren't you glad you don't have to deal with any idiots in the comments today? Yes, it's kind of nice. All the new people here have been very pleasant and is very much appreciated. Rose, you got to get a cake or something to celebrate the anniversary. I've got some things up my sleeve. I can't tell what I'm going to do, but it's not going to be that big a deal. But maybe I'll get a cake. Oh, Timo, dear mother, dear father, what is this hell you've put me through? Excuse me. Good grief. I feel like the dear father part would be the stepfather. Ooh. Yeah, I think the stepfather's posture said, I'm in charge. Eh, he's second in charge, in my opinion. Um, we know who rules that roost. Ooh, what you drinking? Just water, I promise. Doozer, props to you for holding your phone sideways during the Parker video. I would have thought you were using a gimbal, by the way, it's so steady. Well, thank you. No, I didn't use a gimbal. It was just an iPhone 4, and I held it just like that. Yeah, for somebody who was so stoned and drunk that day, I sure did catch a lot of good action on the camera, didn't I? I love being a smartass. Spencer Augustine. In big mouth, high voice filter. Ken Paxton stopped my bank account, laughing my ass off. That filter and tell Ken Paxton to go fuck himself. Sure. Yeah, he can always go fuck himself. But that's pretty much all politicians, in my opinion. Not all of them. There's a few of them that occasionally do some good things, but Hannah, when you expose haters on the internet, they go throughout it and their voice becomes an internet sensation. Um, I don't know about that. Oh, well, like hater, like random haters. I don't think I've gotten that big. Um, yeah, I like I totally forgot. Someone made a comment on a video I made a couple years ago. Some chick left me a voicemail, and I think it wound up. She admitted it was a prank, but she didn't play it off as a prank at first. She played it off as it was real and said that she worked for some law firm in North Carolina, and she had a bastard child of mine in the office, and the mother wants to. Someone made a comment on it, and it popped up in my notifications. I totally forgot about it, but it had, I don't know, 20,000 views. Fetch my purse to get your balls out. Do you think stepdad did anything out of line to Parker versus the man? Nope. I think he learned his lesson. Stay the fuck out of my business, son. That's I think he, other than just being there to help encourage the whole fucking process. But I think he learned his lesson. He just stayed, shut up, stay in the truck, mind your goddamn business. Michaela Shonk, I actually thought you were using a camera. Well, I mean, technically it is a camera, but no, it was a phone. It was an iPhone 4. Audimo. Like he had that macho Libra. You won't get past me. Bullshit. And he thought that no one would take her baby. Fuck that stepfather. Yep. Yeah, pretty much. Simp enforcers, they're all the same. They're meatheads. They're hired help. They just like any other cop, like the cop that enforced all this crap and stole Parker. He took a paycheck. They just do what they're told. They're yes men. They won't think for themselves for a variety of reasons. What is the biggest donation you ever got? I think actually it was like right after Parker versus the Man. I hadn't even published Parker versus the Man. I didn't publish Parker versus the Man for several weeks, but I think the biggest donation I ever got, some random lady donated like $1,500 or something crazy while I was making my very first trip down to San Antonio. Parker was taken from me in August. I don't remember the date. It was a Monday, mid-August on a Monday. My weekend for the Kierans was coming up that weekend. Normally I'd drive, 5 miles across town, pick them up. But after Parker versus the Man happened on Monday in August 2013, they took him, when he drove off in that truck, that was like 4 or 5 in the afternoon. They drove straight immediately to San Antonio. All his shit was gone. All of it. He had to sleep in a loft. I think they even had to go stop at fucking Walmart or something to get an air mattress or something. Like he was kind of like Harry Potter. He might as well have been the little boy under the stairs. But when I went down there, I spent a lot of money, like a lot, because I was in such shock, and then I just wanted to buffer as much as I could with the kids. So I got a hotel downtown, and a friend of mine, she pitched in and had a bunch of like the equivalent of frequent flyer miles, and she pitched in for the hotel. It would have been like $1,000 a night, but I spent like, even without that, I spent like probably 3 or 4,000 just myself on taking them out to eat, and taking London or all of them, but particularly London, because she wanted to be a little princess, and take on little horse-drawn carriages around the Riverwalk there. And some lady had found my story, and my buddy Kristen Megan had formed my very first fundraiser, and some random chick that I've tried to get a hold of her to say thank you or whatever I could, but I think it was like $1,500. Good question. I don't know. Is there a way I can talk about the situation like on the phone or something? I have Instagram. I have to be careful, Automo. I have to pace myself. I've learned that in the past I get too involved personally with people, and I know I can't charge for their time, and not that I even want to, but at the same time, I can't just burn up all of my time with every single person that wants to talk to me like that. And I'm not trying to sound like a dick, but there's simply not enough hours in the day, and I take things. I get so emotionally attached, and I want to help so much that I've had to learn to pace myself and limit myself. Um, if you want to send me an email, I mean, I'll email a little bit, but I have to be real careful about one-on-one stuff. Um, it could get tricky, and just send me an email. We'll see. Do you hate Parker's stepdad, Bladester? I try not to hate anybody. Michaela, close enough. Paxton for prison. Yeah, screenshot that. Deadbeat Ken Paxton. My cat Sky just tried eating my shoe. iPhone 4. How? The quality's so good. True story, man. It really was. iPhone 4. There's something else I was going to mention. Doozer, my man, you married her twice? It's like Harry's uncle returning to Asgard. Yep. True story, man. I married my kid's mother the very first time on July 1st, 1997. And then I married her a second time, legally, full-blown at the JP's office, July 1st, 1998. Dumb. I do not recommend. That was a dumb-ass move on my part. I wished I would have had somebody to just pull me aside and say, Caleb, don't do it, man. You're being like total beta, total dumb, naive. I just wish someone would have said it, but oh, man, wow, they threw all the stuff away when they moved. Wow, his mom was butthurt. I don't know what they did with it, but according to I know that's hearsay. I don't talk. I guess since that was back then. I guess I can say that. Yeah, that's what he said. I mean, I don't have firsthand knowledge of it, but that's what he told me. He didn't have anything. It was all gone. Dannon reads everything and then answers what Caleb is asked a lot. Good job, man. I'm not quite following you there. Dana, hating somebody toxic, it can make you a very bitter person. I had to learn that. Now I don't like to use the word hate about anybody else, including myself. That's good. I strive to be. I don't think I hate I'm trying not to hate certain people. If I find myself doing it, then I just try to think about something else and try to be more constructive. K1AXT. The worst thing is how smug the stepdad looks in the video he's in. Okay, yeah. Yep, that's what happens when you stick your nose in somebody else's fucking business. Natalie Lyons. Does Parker ever talk to his mom and stepdad now? Natalie, I think you're new, and that's okay, and I'm glad you're here, but I cannot talk about my kids' relationship with other people because I think it would be inappropriate. Or does Parker have his own YouTube channel? Nope. He doesn't have any. They don't have any social media. I think he finally made a TikTok, but unless you know the link, you wouldn't know it's him. He hadn't really put anything on there. I think he's thinking he's going to, but he doesn't have social media. None of my kids do. Can't talk about that. Blaster, is the Parker video what made you popular, or were you popular for that too? Yeah, I guess so. No, that the Parker movie that was what I guess made me popular. Hannah, we hate everyone at Nick's hospital, as you said when you visit the space. Yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna lie. I struggle with the assholes that fucked my family over. I struggle with not hating them. I try not to. I try not to think about them. And if I'd like to think that I don't hate them, but I sure as hell don't forget what assholes did. Maybe I can move on eventually and be that at peace. Maybe I'm not. I am a work in progress. I know I'm so screwed up. I know that about myself. I'm big time screwed up. I know I've got some loose wires, and I know I am, but I'm trying my best to work on it. I'm not trying to come here and say, I've got all of life's problems figured out. I sure as hell don't. I do struggle with not hating. I try not to. And if I find myself feeling that feeling, I just try not to think about it. Try to think about a way to make things, my current situation and my kids' current situations, better. Do you know if they watch your channel? I haven't a clue. My bad. I apologize, Natalie. Oh, Natalie, it's quite all right. If you're new, you just didn't know. I have to say it. I say it probably about once or twice every podcast because there's always newcomers coming in, and it's not your fault that this is your first one, you hadn't seen it, but yeah, no biggie. Hayden has. Oh, that's right, he does. Hayden has a gaming channel. He hasn't done anything with it. He has it. I guess that's technically a channel. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, I've got it somewhere on my. If you click on if you want to follow Hayden on there, he needs to. If he's going to do it, he needs to do it. Somewhere on my channel, there's a link for there's 2 or 3 YouTube channels that I don't know. They call it something preferred, or Hayden's one, DSD's one, and Dr. Aaron Graham, who was on here a couple weeks ago, twice actually. His channel's on there. How's Blaine doing from Legend Man 546? He is doing well. He's I guess, amateur bodybuilder. I can say that much. He's taller than me. I'm 6 foot. He's about 6'1", 6'2", and just, ripped like a Greek god. He's actually, I guess I could say he is my personal trainer, so to speak. All the shit that I know and that I'm doing now is mostly because I learned from him. Do you remember how life was before the tethers of social media and cell phones? Yeah, I do. We actually had to track friends down. Yeah, I love watching those old 80s Facebook pages where the coolest one I saw recently was it showed a picture of a bunch of old 80s bikes, kids of 10 to 14 would have. And they're all just kind of just tossed out in the grass in someone's front yard. and it said this kid was riding by. This is how we could tell where everybody was. Yeah, I just kind of miss those days. We didn't know how good we had it. It's the channels tab. Okay, thanks, Tannen. Do you like Ozzy Osbourne? Yeah, he kind of irritated me. He got off all political. That whole fucking war that they started, that money laundering Ponzi scheme of Ukraine stuff. He kind of hurts me there. But yeah, I mean, everybody kind of gotta love Ozzy. He's just been around forever. Pissed on the Alamo and didn't get lynched for it. What is your opinion on texting versus talking to people in person? Texting's amazing. I love it. If you get in an argument, you need to settle. I recommend settling arguments in person. I will never, ever, ever resolve or attempt to resolve any kind of argument via text. That is a recipe for disaster. People have a hard enough time commuting face to face as is. You add the fact that you take out emotion and intent and timing, and sometimes it's hard to tell if someone's being sarcastic or not. You take that out by texting, and it just makes things worse. But if I recommend, if you get in an argument with your significant other, if it's just a minor disagreement, texting's fine. But if it's like something big, yeah, do not. I've gone down that road, and like even with my own father before years ago with texting, and that I do not recommend at all. But still, texting's awesome. Legend man, why did Parker hate being with his mom? He made his. I can't speak for him. He made it very, very clear in 14-Year-Old Parker movie and Parker vs. the Man. So whatever he said, those are his reasons. Later, once I saw an 80s video of two teens going to the music store, and it's pretty cool. Yeah, watch Stranger Things. Old Steve, he works there. One of them he works at an ice cream store, and another time he works at a video blockbuster. I don't know if Blaine remembers. He's 19. I don't know if he remembers Blockbuster, but Parker remembers Blockbuster. It was right before the tail end before they went out. There's no such thing as watching movies on a phone. Nobody had cell phones, much less watch YouTube or anything. There's no such thing. If you want to watch a movie, you didn't have a big satellite dish like they had them. I remember Dad had one. It was like, I don't know, 12, 15 feet in diameter. It's huge. And the picture quality sucked, but we didn't care. We thought it was cool. But if you didn't have that, you had to go to Blockbuster or Video One and rent a VHS cassette. Watch. That's how we did it. We loved it. It was fun. What is the hardest thing you had to do when you went to jail? It was cold, and I was in a room with 30 other disgusting, farting, belching asshole men. No, they weren't all assholes, but it was very, very cold. It was very lonely. It was very loud. They didn't give a shit if they woke you up. I'm a light sleeper. That sucked. I didn't have my snuff, and that drove me crazy. And I always wanted to check my phone. I'd always reach and just want to look at the news or the weather or just something that I'm used to doing. That sucked. Sorry, Ukraine is the known most corrupt country. That's all you need to know if you're looking for a reason to be for or against support of Ukraine. I don't know a whole lot about Ukraine other than what little I've learned since it started, but if Hunter Biden and the likes of the Bidens are involved in it, it's probably bad news. Blast Braden Field HD. Hello, Caleb. Hello, Blast Braden. How are you? And I always have wondered how it was possible to pay bills from jail. You can't. Oh, yeah, I had to pay some of them in advance. If I had the money, I can't even remember now. Yeah, I think I paid most of them in advance, and it just sucks. You certainly don't have an income. Cowboy, I asked, what is the hardest thing you ever had to do in jail? Is because I kind of want to know what it's like for my dad right now. Oh man, I'm sorry. It just, uh, it just sucks not seeing your family. Again, like not having a phone. You don't know, what little you see on the TV. You really don't really know what's going on in the world if you're, used to that sort of thing. Um, Showering, not very much privacy. You shit and piss right in front of everybody. There's no privacy at all. It just sucks. Sarah Jane, Caleb, you mentioned on last night's podcast that something's happening on tomorrow's podcast, Thursday. Can you please update us? Yeah, Thursday, that's this coming Thursday. That's going to be the 5-year anniversary of me getting Blaine in primary custody of Blaine. And also 5 years since attorney Gavin Norris of Odessa, Texas, who is still currently my attorney, whom I have not heard from in about 3 months, Gavin Norris in Odessa. It's been 5 years since he's not updated my file with the Attorney General's Office of Texas, deadbeat Ken Paxton. And yes, I am intentionally inflecting those words on purpose, not at you, Sarah, for the algorithms to make my point out there. So in the future, when people look up Gavin's name, if they want him as a client, they need that. I think they ought to know the truth. He did a really good job for me once upon a time, and he didn't follow through with it. And now me and my children are stuck holding all the crap. Did people fight in jail? Yeah. Not a lot of it. Guards pretty well shut it down unless, you're a pedo. And then I think they intentionally let them out in certain areas and get the hell beat out of them, which didn't really bother me. I thought it was kind of cool that they actually did that, because even people in jail, yeah, they might have smacked their wives around. Maybe shouldn't have done that. Man, they had some drug possession or something. But not everybody in jail is a bad person. But that's a huge myth. How many hours a day in jail did you actually get to leave your cell? Well, I wasn't in a cell per se. It's not like what you see on TV, and I know they have them. Those are older, like individual cells where it holds 2 or 3 bunks, or even what they call the drunk tank, where they hold about 10 or 15 people, where anyone's drunk, they just throw them in there till the next day. The room I was in, it was probably 40 feet wide by 60 feet deep, and it was all concrete walls on 3 sides, concrete floor and concrete ceiling, and then it was like bulletproof glass. And I think 30 or 40 of us were in each one of those. They had a bunch of them, but in each one of those was 30 or 40 of us inmates. I think the jail holds, if I remember correctly, like 1,200 people maybe in Ector County, and it was always at peak capacity. No, they called it the fish bowl, and we're the fish, and the guards would just walk by constantly and just looking at us, just watching us. It's kind of creepy. I got to leave a few times because I was a trustee. They called us peppermints because of our clothes were green and white striped, and I got to leave probably in 2 months. Once a week or every other week, we'd go pick up shell casings out at their gun range, or pick up trash by one of the local municipal airports. Rlip 67. I'm sorry, no, this is personal. What did you go to jail for, and what was it like? I want to know because my uncle got locked up. Well, I would assume that if you're watching this, Rlip, you've seen the Parker movie, 14-year-old Parker stands up for his rights. For what you saw in there, that's why I went to jail. What happened to your children when you were in jail? They didn't have a dad. Stayed with their mom, I guess. As far as I know. Sucked. That was the only time in my divorced life that I ever missed a visitation since I was reduced to a mere fucking visitor. That was the only time I ever missed visitation with my kids, was when the state locked me up for being a good dad. Let that sink in. Sarah Jane, oh my God, jail sounds horrendous. And what's even more horrendous is you didn't deserve to be there. It is horrendous. Yeah, everyone seems to treat it a little different. I resent it. I still resent it to this day. Some people, I think they feel like they kind of deserve to be there. And maybe if they did something to deserve it, I guess. But I didn't feel like I deserved to be there, and I still resent the fact that I ever went there. And I think people who put me there ought to be sentenced there and see what the fuck it's like. Doozer, have any of the side characters in your Parker videos had a problem being in them? Legally, they can't do anything, right? Side characters, like just not really. I'm not sure what you mean by side characters, but others that are in them that just happen to be in. No, I mean, if you're filming in public, you're filming in public, and that's a constitutionally protected act, and nobody can do shit about it. I mean, that's just tough, I guess. Hello, Ricardo. Caleb, did you get any time off for good behavior? I was sentenced to 21 days, but only received 14 because of good behavior. I'm glad you asked that. I've talked about that occasionally. No, I did not. And I know exactly what you're talking about. I was supposed to. There was like 9 or 10 other peppermint trustees with me, and every single one of them got exactly what you got, Ricardo, a 2-for-1 or a 3-for-1. For every 2 days served, they get an extra day, or every 3 days served, they get an extra day, or something like that. I was the only one that rotten, crooked-ass Sheriff Mark Donaldson would not give that sort of benefit to. He wouldn't give it to me. I can only assume it's because the judges told him exactly what to do. Do not let that Caleb Leverett guy, we're going to teach him a lesson. Fucking cowards. All of them. Lisa Davey, cheers for the shout out, Caleb, and you've done amazing as a father fighting for your rights. The world's gone mad a long time ago, and keep fighting and don't let the establishment win. Well, thank you, Lisa. Your words are very kind. I'm trying. I really am. And I'm trying to, especially now that my kids are grown, and I'm still sort of kind of in the mess because my file's not updated. That's mostly the reason I keep this going. But it's nice being able to be in the position I'm in, because I know for a fact that there's loads of people still where I was all those years ago. And I am able to say the things that they are thinking and wanting to hear and know and say that they can't, because they are still stuck, possibly having their cheerings ripped away from them if they dare speak out. There's no such thing as tearing my cheerings away from me. I mean, the worst they can do with me, I'm a turnip. Worst they can do with me is just throw me back in jail. And okay, I don't know what good that's going to do but anyway, Lisa, Davey, thank you for that. Last Braden, and I'm almost turning 16 years old. Can you send me some blessings and tell me happy birthday? I don't know if I can do the blessings thing because I'm not a god and I don't know any gods, but I can tell you happy birthday, Braden. Braden Fields, happy birthday. Ricardo, 21 days for violating bail. I would have gotten way worse if I showed up for my felony. Man, I'm still glad you didn't go. Good for you. Your story's just badass. I'm glad you're hanging out in those islands, enjoying life. Good for you. Cowboy, did anyone ever try to fight you, or did you just sit in a corner all day? Did you draw? What did you do to pass the time? Apparently, my dad played cards all day. I played lots of cards. Played a lot of rummy. Played lots and lots of rummy. No one ever really tried to fight me. I had a few weirdos eyeball me, real creeps, but within a couple of weeks, everyone in there figured out why I was there, for being a good dad, and even people in jail wish they had a good dad and liked good dads. So once they figured out I was literally in there for showing up for my kid and trying my best to take care of him, then I was golden. I mean, that didn't really mess with me. Did I sit in a corner all day? Did I draw? I don't know if I'm not much of a drawer. I read a lot of books. Read 1984. Read The Animal Farm. Read some divorce book, marriage and divorce books. They're boring. Lots of reading though. Lots of cards. Lots of just bullshit talk. Panna, what day of the week did you get out of jail? Also, how many visitations did you actually have to miss? If you don't mind saying that. I don't remember what day of the week it was, but when they let you out at midnight 01. And the jail, Ector County Jail, it's like 2 or 3 miles out on the outside out of the city limit. There are no street lights out there. And fortunately, I had a friend. Well, he's a former friend now. We had a huge falling out years later. I don't even talk to him anymore. I won't talk to him. But fortunately, at the time, I had someone to pick me up. And but a lot of guys, they just start walking, and there's really nothing anybody can. I mean, there's nothing else you can do. If you don't have a ride, you just walk in the dark. And if it's a new moon night and or if it's raining or cold, it's just tough shit. They just don't care. Mazin, we live in a stupid society. I happen to agree. Remember the sheriff of Mark Donaldson? Yep, coward. Christian First Baptist going Mark Donaldson, the coward. I saw that guy one day. I'm in Tractor Supply right after church. We were both, in Tractor Supply, they've got those bathrooms that it's down a single hall, and everybody has to go to, like, the girls and boys bathrooms are down that. It's a hallway where only 2 shoulder length humans. That's all. It's not any wider than that. We met right there, and he saw me, and I didn't recognize it at first. It took me a minute, and he recognized me. And then I turned around and I smiled, and he just ducked, and I walked out to see if that was really who I thought it was. He didn't seem to pick anything up. He just made a beeline right out the door, didn't get shit, if I remember correctly. And I also saw Judge Den Whalen one time in Albertsons when I had London. That coward didn't want. I tried to get my camera. I tried to film him. I had to confirm that it was him, but he fucking bolted. He didn't want my camera in his face. I'd love to have caught either of them on camera on the street and just talk to them on camera and ask them how they felt. How if Jesus really motivated them to do what they did to me and make my kids go 60 days without a father. All he wanted to. Hey, what do you think about the Uvalde school shooting? I think those cops are a bunch of fucking cowards, and they all deserve prison for what they did. I think 1 or 2 border patrols that actually said, fuck you guys, those cops that are handcuffing panicked parents. I think it was some border patrol guys that said, fuck y'all, and they went in there and took care of business. Good for them. Hats off to those guys are heroes. That's what I think of that. I think they're trying to spin it for whatever reason, and who knows what the reasons are. They're trying to spin that thing, and that I don't think anybody will ever be held accountable for any of it. Crafts in chat with the vet. Did his mom move because of the fact you posted where she lived and was? Well, you didn't say where her dumb husband did. Yeah, true. I didn't. Cheers to you both. I don't know why they moved. I just know that they moved, and I was pissed about it because our decree at the time did not permit that. And when I break something in the decree, even if it's questionable, I get 60 days in jail. Other people break it, nothing happens to them. Hey, what did you think about? Oh, I already got to that. Oops. Chief Toad, you aren't part of the Dear Mother, Dear Father program. Oh, okay. By the way, yeah. Well, I don't know when you came on, Chief Toad. Again, thank you for bringing that to my attention. That meant a lot. I would like to think that I wasn't part of the Dear Father part, but anyway, I get it. I know what you meant. But thanks again, man. I appreciate it. Last parade, and one more thing before I go. I've been abused by my mother because she hit me in the face, grabbed my throat, and choked me, and throw me against the door because I did my shoes and never give to me to say sorry. Damn, dude. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you have somebody you can talk to about that, like real life in person. He's told, I like to imagine the stepfather as the Dear Father part, but this song is probably the most brutal song Metallica's ever made. I would imagine so. Someone said it came out in 1987. Like I was 10 years old when that came out. Ryan Hendrick. Hi, Caleb. Hello, Ryan. Okay, I'm sick and tired of my mom abusing me for all the pity reasons. I'm fed up with it. I'm sorry to say about it, but my life has been hard on me. Again, Braden, I'd highly advise you to find somebody you can trust, a teacher, a counselor, a friend's parents, maybe. I'd find somebody you can talk to personally about that. Ghost Man 2, if you could add me one amendment into law. Wait, if you could add one amendment into law, what would it be and why? I wouldn't really add anything. I would start repealing laws. That to me, that's part of the problem. There's like, I don't know how many thousand laws that are passed every single year in this country. Just laws. I'm under the impression more laws just makes more problems and more loopholes for crooked lawyers to get bad people off and crooked lawyers to make good people go to prison or go to jail. And like in my case, I would just start repealing. That's why I talk about Ron Paul a lot. The only politician that I'll ever carry water for, ever will. That's the Ron Paul evolution. They called him Dr. No. He said no to everything, no to spending. If it wasn't constitutional, like literally constitutional, he just said no, whether it was wars or spending bills yeah, he would get, certain spending bills back to his own area in Texas. And that's literally described in the Constitution what he's supposed to do. But he was always Dr. No. He wouldn't go to war. He wanted to bring the soldiers home, and he didn't want to make more vets with horrible PTSD and spending billions or even trillions of dollars on these wars and just spending money that we just don't have. This country's broke. So I would just repeal. How's Parker doing? He's great, Carly. Mel Granados. So I had seen the video of Parker and everything. It happens to him. It's happening to me right now, except I'm 13 years old. How did he do it? He talked with me a lot. I don't know if your exact situation, Mel, obviously. I'm not sure which parent you prefer to be with, but hello, kitty. A lot of kids and parents have told me that they watch not only the Parker movie, but a lot of my videos. And whenever the child, whichever one it is, goes over to the parent that they prefer to be with in their house, they'll watch the Parker movie, and 14-year-old Parker stands up for his rights, and all the older videos that I did, and my activism, and then the Blaine stuff. And they would make a game plan, and they would pick and choose things that would fit their situation, or in this case, Mel, your situation. And they'd make a game plan, and sometimes it was activism, sometimes it was strictly going to court, sometimes it's a combination of both. But they'd make a game plan and implement it and execute it, and it'll be up to that parent to do whatever it is y'all decide's best for you. That's what I do. That's what a lot of kids or people, kids and parents write to me and tell me. Which is another thing, by the way. If you've got a victory story of you and your mom or dad or whatever, you and your child, they all went through something similar and watched my channel and got inspired or whatever, when you have a victory in court, and or even if you have a victory out of court and the parents decide to get along good enough for the benefit of the child so they don't have their kids and their money ripped away through the courts. Any victory stories, email me. I love hearing victory stories. Need more of them. We were an hour and a half in. I just start kind of getting a little tired and losing my voice about this part in Craft and Chat with the Vet. I was abandoned at home when I was 2 by my mom. My father in 1980 got full custody of me and raised me. I hear that this was close to impossible for a father to get custody back then. What do you think it was? It is damn near impossible. 1980, that wasn't even a decade after Title 4D funding of the Social Security Act was passed. That was passed in the early 70s. That's what started all this, what we call child support, is turned into its own currency. Back then, when parents would get divorced in the 70s and before, it was generally the way it was. I'm not saying how it is now. It's just back then, that was generally what it was. The father was the breadwinner and the mother stayed home with the children. Well, sometimes asshole fathers, husbands, were genuine assholes. And when they got divorced after X amount of years, she had no work history, no qualifications. So the intention was to just help out those certain number, relatively low number of mothers temporarily to help them get on their feet so they could still, be involved raising their kids and get a job. And, it was allegedly, it was intended to help them out, but it morphed into all the states adopting this and wanting child support, pulling more money. So they just applied it to everybody across the board. If you get in this country, you get a divorce, she gets the kids and he's going to pay, and it's all going to be based on number of kids and how much he makes. And that just became the norm. So by the time 1980 rolled around, there was an old expression, even when I was a young man, the only way a father is ever going to get custody of kids is if he catches her with a needle in her arm and catches it on video. That's about the only way that a woman would ever get her kids taken away. And the father would get full custody. But I don't know what happened in your case, but yeah, that was very, very rare. Someone's asked what my email is. Hang on, I'll answer this. There's my email right there. crankmycat@gmail.com. Oh, what was I going to say? And I cut myself off. Oh, I personally advocate for, as far as the states are concerned, the default in all divorce cases in modern times now should be 50-50 parenting. Means the kids stay 50% of the time at mom's and the kids stay 50% of the time with dad, and nobody is forced to give money one way or the other. When they're with her, she pays for everything. When they're with him, he pays for everything. And again, I know there's always going to be exceptions. There's going to be bad people. I totally get it. Which that only begs the question, what are so many of us doing sleeping with horrible people? And notice I said us. We've got to start taking responsibility on who we get between the sheets with and decide to make babies with. Karen Van Kent, I'm going to learn how to practice your name. Love the music this time. Well, it's the same song. It's called Driving at Night or something. It's just free music. Yeah, there's the person. My email is right there. Braden, all right, that's all I have to say. Got to go tomorrow. I'm going on vacation for my birthday. Well, happy birthday again. And I'm doing live streaming on my YouTube channel. Check it out. I'll try. Sounds like Judge Rex is a real dinosaur. Yeah, I could have swore it looked like he just had a stroke. Kitty. Looked like he just had a stroke. He's an old fart. Oh, well. Thank you, Dannon. I do appreciate that. Sarah Jane, thank you, Caleb. Another great podcast. Thank you. You're always so kind. Well, kiddies, tomorrow, I just found out tomorrow's topic, day after tomorrow, is going to be me talking about in the 5-year anniversary. But tomorrow's topic, I just saw that a bill has been introduced into Congress that would expand Title 4D funding of child support in the Social Security Act that I've talked about till I'm blue in the face, that almost nobody else talks about. They're going to try to pass child support for pregnant mothers. Yes, pregnant mothers. They're trying to get it to where as soon as she pees on a stick and realize the rabbit done died, she can go after for cheering support, get money, money. And I don't know. That's about all I know about it. I just saw a headline. I have not read hardly anything about it. But believe me, I've got an opinion on it. And I'm going to become prepared tomorrow to talk about not even child support. I guess that'd be what? Zygote support? Fetus support? Where's my fetus support? I want more money. Where's my fetus support? Going after more baby daddies. So that is going to be the topic, the hot topic for that, for tomorrow. So anyways, I'm just tired, man. My voice gives out, and I don't know how some of these guys go on for hours and hours. Maybe if I had more people or other hosts or whatever, I don't know. Maybe it's just I'm talking myself too much. Anyway, that's going to be the topic tomorrow. Fetus support. That's probably what I'm going to name the. Henry asked. That's probably what I'm going to nickname the podcast episode tomorrow. Yeah, I think I will. Fetus support. I'll see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you're in the chat right now, if you don't mind, before you leave, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you hated it. It does help me in the algorithms. And if you enjoy what you see here, this recovered podcast, me, this weirdo dude that wears wife beaters occasionally, if you think somebody that your friends or family would get something out of this and they enjoy podcasts, if you wouldn't mind, send whichever one you particularly like. If you'd send them out to them, it would help me grow. So I will see y'all tomorrow. Consider not hitting the cheerings.